Coronavirus, UK deaths double in 24 hours. 10 more people in the UK have died in the last 24 hours after testing positive for coronavirus, bringing the total number of deaths to 21. The UK government's chief medical advisor said the patients were all in at-risk groups from across England. The total number of confirmed cases in the UK has reached 1,140 while 37,746 people have been tested. It comes as US President Donald Trump decided to suspend all travel from the US to the UK and Ireland. Vice President Mike Pence said the ban would begin at midnight on Monday Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, following a unanimous recommendation from health experts. The US has already banned travel from 26 European countries. Of the latest deaths in the UK, 8 were men aged over 80 and all but one were known to have underlying health conditions. They were being treated in hospitals in Buckinghamshire, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Leicester, London and Chester. Professor Whitty, the UK government's chief medical advisor, said, "I understand this increase in the number of deaths linked to COVID-19 will be a cause for concern for many. The public should know every measure we are taking is seeking to save lives and protect the most vulnerable." Most of the confirmed UK cases are in England. There have been 121 confirmed cases in Scotland, 60 in Wales and 34 in Northern Ireland. People who are self-isolating with mild symptoms are no longer being tested for the virus. The government said on Friday it estimated the true number of UK cases to be around 5,000 to 10,000. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been meeting with officials at Downing Street to discuss the pandemic. A newborn baby and its mother are among the latest new cases of the virus in England. Medics are trying to confirm whether the baby, who was tested at North Middlesex Hospital, was infected during birth or before, according to the Sun newspaper. The Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists said there was no evidence the virus can be passed on from pregnant women to babies before birth, but that due to how little is known about the new virus it would continue to update its guidance. Government advice adds there is no clinical evidence to suggest the virus can be transmitted through breast milk. Infection can be spread to the baby in the same way as to anyone in close contact with you, it says. People visiting elderly and vulnerable relatives have been reminded to take extra care, after the government released new advice. Care home providers should ask anyone who is generally unwell not to visit, the advice says. Meanwhile, government sources said mass gatherings might soon be banned in the UK to ease pressure on emergency services. It is thought a ban could take effect as early as next weekend. Events still set to go ahead include the Grand National in April, the 75th anniversary VE Day commemorations and Chelsea Flower Show in May, and Glastonbury Festival in June. The increase in cases in the UK comes as people continue to stockpile food and household items. The government has said there was no need for people to do so but has also relaxed restrictions on delivery hours for shops to make sure they remain stocked. Online supermarket Ocado has taken its app offline due to performance issues driven by continued high demand, while the website has crashed for many users. Former MP Luciana Berger called for members of the public to look out for each other after she said a man in a London supermarket refused to give an elderly lady one of his packets of pasta. She said the incident, which she posted about on Twitter, was very upsetting. Meanwhile, British holidaymakers face being stranded abroad as Spain is set to begin a 2-week state of emergency, with bars, restaurants, shops and activities all closed. 7 Jet2 planes heading to Spain were turned around in midair as the airline cancelled all flights to the mainland, Balearic Islands and the Canary Islands. The firm says it has suspended all holidays and flights to all of Spain for at least a week. The Foreign and Commonwealth Office (FCO) has advised against all but essential travel to parts of Spain as well as the whole of Poland. The Polish government is closing all its borders for 10 days at midnight. Some non-Polish nationals, such as spouses or children of Polish nationals, will still be allowed to enter the country. All flights to and from Poland by airlines in the Ryanair group have been cancelled from midnight on Saturday to midnight on the 31st of March. In other developments, All Apple stores outside of what the tech giant calls Greater China, that is China, Macau, Hong Kong and Taiwan, have been closed for 2 weeks. The tech giant reopened all 42 of its Chinese stores on Friday after they were closed for a month, causing a huge drop in iPhone sales. The Labour Party and GMB Union are calling for the government to use empty beds in plush private hospitals to ease the pressure on the NHS. The union says there are about 8,000 beds in the UK's private hospitals. Catholic churches are preparing for the possibility they might have to suspend the celebration of Mass. Most of the world's major sporting events have been postponed or cancelled because of the pandemic, including the Edinburgh Marathon. Bath's annual half marathon is going ahead on Sunday despite local MP Wera Hobhouse saying it should be cancelled. Organisers said it is now too late to cancel or postpone the event. The National Education Union has written to the Prime Minister to ask why the government has decided not to shut schools to help reduce the spread of the virus and asking for fuller disclosure of the models it has used during its decision-making process. News script from BBC. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.